Hi, welcome to the training. My name is Singh. Today I'm going over the report section of the web cart. So when you open up your web cart, um, let's see here. So I'm at this demo here. So I'll go order now. And this is your landing page if you're new to the app. So you can customize pretty much everything here. Address, Facebook link, YouTube link, email, title, your background images as well. You can customize all that inside the admin side. So let's go to the order. So this is what your customers will see. This is the ordering page, and it's broken up into categories. Okay. What we're going to do today is we're going to go over the reports module. So I'm going to log in, click on dashboard login, and you need to be the admin of your web cart. So I'm going to log in as the admin account. Okay. So this is what your kitchen staff will see. So your kitchen staff will see the admin dashboard, which means they get to see all the pending order, they can process orders, and they get to see the last 30 days, okay, of the completed orders. Okay. So all the modules are up here, but today we're gonna concentrate on just the reports module. Okay. So in the reports module, this allows you to run analytic reports based on dates. So you can pick a starting date and an end date. Okay, so you could run it for the entire year, maybe the prior year. You could run it for maybe a quarterly report. You can also do monthly, daily, and weekly as well. So choose a start date and an end date. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the default, which is 30 days. So I'm gonna run the report. And this reports module is extremely helpful, especially to business owners. Okay, so here the very first thing that it tells you is what's on your pending orders. Okay, and it gives you a total count, total items on the list, and what is the total amount, including taxes and tips. Okay. The next thing that it's going to show you is the completed orders. Okay, so within those two queried dates, start date, end date, this is what I got. I have 58 orders, completed orders. And this does not include the cancel order. The cancel orders are on the bottom of the report. Okay. Total items, total revenue, okay, including taxes and tips, and it gives you the revenue of just the revenue, no taxes, no tips included. Okay, subtotal, uh, just the taxes that you collected, and also gives you the tips, total tips. Okay. The next breakdown is it breaks it down by dates. Okay, so based on those dates, if you have an order, it's going to list it here, and it organizes it here. Okay, so based on these dates here, you can see my total revenue, items sold. So if you go down the list here, you could kind of tell a lot of things from there. So what day was your most busiest, or maybe the day that you sold the most item, revenue by those dates. Okay, let's go down a little bit here. Okay, so in this chart right here, it's going to show you your busiest day, okay, by item count. So when we look at this chart here, you can see that on 6/15 here, we sold approximately 152 items. Okay, and then it drops down, and then another busy day was on 6/18 here. But you put your mouse cursor right there on that dot at the tip there, it'll tell you 94 items and so forth there. Okay. So you can kind of see from this chart here, based on the dates that we had chosen, what is your busiest day, and what day were the days that maybe you didn't sell anything. So as you can see here, from 6/3 to 6/14 here, I sold no items. Okay. Then I had a spike on these few days. So you can tell a lot also where maybe you pushed out an advertisement and then you got more sales. Okay, so you can base it off of that also. Okay, now the busiest day here is a little different from the revenue by day. Okay, they normally match here, as you can see on 615 here. I had a spike in sales. Okay, and I also had a spike in revenue as well. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they need to match up, because you can sell a lot of cookies. For example, let's take this example where you sold 500 cookies that are $1 each. Okay, and compared to if you sold a plate of food for $25, but you only sold maybe 100 of those. Okay, so you could kind of see the difference there. You could sell less of something that costs more, and you will make more. Okay, than if you were to sell a lot of uh, lower cost items, but then you will make less. Okay, so these charts here, they don't have to match up. Okay, just keep that in mind. Selling a lot of something doesn't mean that you have a lot of revenue that comes in. Okay, especially if you have different markups. So let's go down a little bit here. The next item on the list here is the most popular items. Okay, I'm gonna skip this really quick. I'm gonna go down to the next item here. Your top earning items also. Okay, so the next two items on the list here of the reports module, it gives you a breakdown of what is the most popular item sold. Okay, you can see here we have number one in first place here, the banh mi sandwich. That's our number one item, the most popular item on our menu list. Okay, we sold 46 of those, okay, within that time frame there that we chose. Our second best selling item was the Nava dessert. And then in third place is the chili pepper sauce that we sold, 34 of those. Okay, and then the size breakdown, I have medium, large, and small. The medium seem to be more popular as well. So the most popular item, okay, doesn't necessarily mean that it is the top earning item as well. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so you can see my banh mi sandwich is my top earning item. It earned me a total of this much, mainly the large one. Okay, and then we have the classic pho in second place, and then the Nava dessert in third place. But we don't see the classic pho and the popular item here. Okay, the classic pho is actually placed here, number 6. Okay, so popular item can be different from the top earning item. Okay, so a little bit more about this here. The size breakdown is important as well. Okay, so your most popular item here, let's take this second place item here, your Nava dessert. We sold 40 of those. Okay, and then I have different sizes also. So the size breakdown is, if we look here, the medium is the most popular item. So this tells you a lot when you're analyzing the data here. Okay, for example, if this item is in first place and is very popular, maybe you should invest more into that particular item, such as advertisement, ingredients, supplies. Okay, so this might be what you want to show right here on the front of your landing page here. Okay, or as the background of your web cart here. Okay, so these analytic reports really helps you make smart and intelligent decision. Okay, so you can see here on my second place here, most popular item sold See, I sold a lot of the more of the medium than the large or the small. So if I was to do if I'm purchasing inventory, let's say, maybe and these are dipping sauce or is a dipping sauce or it's container size. Okay, should I order more medium size bowls or cups to serve these desserts in, or should I order small or large containers? Most likely, it would be in my best interest and the most in the most intelligent decision or smarter decision to purchase more medium containers. Okay. Similarly, the chili pepper sauce here, okay, on in third place here, okay. You can see I sold 28 large, and I didn't sell any small, and I only sold 6 medium. So if I'm purchasing chili sauce containers, let's say the plastic dipping containers per se, I would buy and stock more inventory on the large side because instead of purchasing a lot of small uh, dipping sauce container where I'm not going to sell a lot of that, it's just going to sit and take a space, I will purchase more large dipping sauce container. Okay, so that's one way of how you can read this data analysis here and make smart decisions when you're buying inventory or ingredients. Okay, so let's go down the list here. This is the most popular item here. Okay, it also tells you the least as well. So in last place here, 38 here, the chicken rice here, I only sold one within that time frame. So you don't want to buy a lot of the ingredients for chicken rice because in the food industry, it is where food items are perishable. So you buy a lot of that and you don't sell enough of it, it's gonna go bad and you're gonna lose that inventory. Okay, if you're selling, let's say non-perishable items such as clothing, jewelries, and etc., then yes, you can hold that item, but they're not really pushing. You're not really pushing that item out as much as you like. So um, you you would probably not want to order a lot of that particular item that you're not selling, or maybe because you need to push more advertisement towards that particular area. Okay, now let's go down to the next section here. This is the top earning item. Okay, and you can see here the banh mi sandwich is the in first place here, and then I have the classic pho second place and the Nava dessert in third place. Okay, and it gives you a breakdown of the total earned and what size. Okay, you can see here number 4 here is a good example, the Thai papaya salad. Okay, you see that it's in fourth place, and I have large, medium, and small, and the large appears to sell a lot more, $162 compared to the small size salad, where I only sold $9.50 worth of that. Okay, so there's a big difference there. Okay, so maybe you should adjust if you're reading this analytical report here. You can adjust the price for the small size here. Okay, maybe push a little bit more advertising toward it, or allocate the advertising toward what really sells. Okay, let's go down to the list here, and then in last place is the chicken rice. Of course, we only sold $12 worth for that, and just a small size, no medium, large at all. Okay, so this reading these data here and having this data available to you as the business owner is critical to your business. It's a make or break. Okay, there's a lot more that we're gonna cover down here as well. Okay, So this next section is called the customer insights. Okay. We take a look at, and you'll notice that when you run the report, it automatically outputs and kicks all of this important data for you to review and look at, and you can compare it. So say for example, you want to run a report for the first quarter, and then you print that or you save it onto your computer, and then you run another report for the second quarter, and then you can kind of compare it as well. Okay, what was selling, what wasn't selling, what was more popular, what brought in a lot of revenue, and etc. Okay, so customer insight here is extremely important as well. Here we're looking at unique customer. Is the if a customer, it based it off the phone number. So if a customer um, orders once or twice or three times, it counts it as one unique customer using the same phone number. Okay. Repeated customer. Do those customers order more than once? Okay. They order more than once, then they're a repeat customer. Retention rate. Okay. Customers coming back and ordering again. Okay, that is your retention rate right here. So here we can see we have 37 unique customers, 13 are repeated customer, okay, and 35 retention rate percentage. Okay. Now this section is extremely important. If you were to really understand data analysis, this is probably one of the most important part, other than the other sections there. Okay, so if for manufacturing, if you're selling clothes, foods, it doesn't really matter what you're selling. If you're selling a service per se, okay, this is extremely important. This part will make or break your business, and I cannot stress that enough. I've been in the consulting industry for a very long time, and this is based off of Pareto's principle, 80-20 or 20-80. It's basically based off of that. It is also known as the vital few. Okay, so to give you a little bit of an example before we go over the data here. Okay, say for example, you want to know, let's say, the top spenders of your for your restaurant or for your business. Okay, or without those key players, okay, if they were to discontinue business with you, your business, that will break your business. And this is what a business owner needs to understand. Okay, what will break your business? Okay, if you have a value customer who continuously comes in and spends big, okay, that is a factor. That's an important factor. You want them to keep coming. Okay, keep doing business with them. If you have a customer that comes in, they're not a big spender, but they buy small items, but they buy a lot of it. Okay, they come in every day for a coffee, a donut, a sandwich. Okay, then you have a customer that comes in and makes a big order, but not every day, maybe per week. Okay, this is what will break your business if you lose those type of customer. Okay, so the vital few, okay, customer driving 80% of revenue. Okay, in first place, we have Lily here. She is vital. Okay, this is her phone number that we're tracking. Okay, and she orders eight orders. Okay, and they total $430.55. Okay, she accounted for 13% of revenue based on those time frames there. Okay, that we query for. Okay, the cumulative percentage is 13%. Okay, she is the top ranking customer. Okay, the second top ranking customer is David here. Okay, David makes one order only. Okay, but you can see down here on number 7 here, Amy makes 3 orders. She only orders, her total is only $151. But David here makes one order only, but he spent $200. Okay, he accounted for 6%, 6.1%, okay, of my business here. Okay, if I was to lose David, I would lose 6%. Okay, now if I was to lose Lily up here, okay, I lose 13% of my revenue. That is a lot. That is a big chunk. Okay, the cumulative is where you add each of these percentage on top. Okay, so if we look at Sam here, Sam uh, accounts for about 5% of my revenue, right? So just the top three here, Sam, David, and Lily here, they account for 24%, well, pretty much about 25. So that's a quarter of my profit there, okay, of my revenue, I should say, not profit. Okay, 25% of my revenue is controlled by those three persons there. So when they come in, you give them the best service. Okay, because if you lose them, they go down the street. That's 25% of your revenue that you just lost. Okay, and I hope that makes sense. Okay, this is why this is extremely important. The vital few. Okay, and this report is free. It comes with the app, so you have this to help you make smart decisions. Okay, just these three customers here account for 25% of my revenue, and that's a big chunk. If I was to lose these customers, okay, that's 25% of my total revenue. Okay, if we go down here and let's just concentrate on the cumulative percentage here, okay, so up to about right here, okay, number 9 here, up to Georgie, from number 1 to number 9 here, okay, if I was to lose those customers here, really 9 customers, if I lose 9 customers, okay, from Georgie up to the very first person up there, if I was to lose 9 people, I just lost 53% of my revenue. Okay, so this will break my business. Okay, as a small business, and even for large business, if you have, um, let's say you're a manufacturer and you have a big contract, if with another company, and if you lost that big contract and they account for, let's say, 25-30% of your revenue, that's a big loss. Okay, so for a lot of business, they want to diversify. They want to have many large clients. Okay, and they don't just want to depend on one main uh, client. Okay, because it puts them in a bind if they lose the contract. Okay, so 53% of my business is really from 9 of these people here. Okay, and if I was to lose their business, I will make less than half of what I'm making. Okay, so they are the vital few. Okay, so what this does is we're concentrating on 80% only. Okay, so if I go all the way down to the last person on the list, 20 people, these 20 people here controls about 80% or 81.1% of my business. Okay, so this is based off of a small data set. Okay, so if you were to have hundreds of customers, then it will pull the 80%. Okay. This part is called the vital few and it's extremely important. Okay. So if you understand this or if you need help understand this, feel free to contact us and we'll go over this with you. But this is very important. This is a make or break your business. And this is what business owner needs. They need to understand this. They need to visually see it. Okay. And seeing it mapped out this way will help you make good decisions. Okay. You could send discount orders, advertisement to your customers. And these are the type of customers that you will offer um, uh, specialties, extra service to. because they control a large percentage of your revenue. Okay, especially these 3 person here, they control about 25% or a quarter of my revenue. Okay, so this is called the vital few. Okay, let's go down a little bit more here. Okay, the next section here is the top 20 repeat customer. Okay, so in the business, especially in the food industry, or it could be in other industry as well, but understanding and knowing repeated customer are very important. Okay, we have first place here. We have Lily here. Okay, she ordered 8, and her total spent. Okay. Then we have Georgia. Georgia ordered 3 and 138. Amy, of course, lands on place 3 or third place. Okay. You want to know how if a customer is a repeated customer, or a customer just came in and bought a sandwich and they never came back. Okay, maybe you were just a point in the road for them. Okay, uh, this also tells you if they're a local. Okay, if you have customers that are repeatedly ordering things from you, especially if it's food item where you don't ship it out, then they are most likely a local. If you are in the merchandise or clothing business, okay, they don't necessarily have to be a local. They could be in another state, in another country, but they're a repeat customer. Okay, so this what some business does is where they will offer a certain quantity. For example, if customer purchase 10 items, they will get one free and so forth, or a discount. Okay, so this is where you would target the your particular repeat customers. Okay, and offer them incentives. Okay, and then the last section here is the cancel order. Okay, and this particularly is important, especially in the food industry. Okay, you can see here, cancel orders. I have 7. Okay, total item loss. It doesn't necessarily have to be lost items. Okay, so for example, if you're running a clothing store, customer cancels the order, well, those items aren't really lost. You just put them back into your inventory. In the food industry, it's a little bit different here. Okay, if a customer orders some food and you make the food and they never show up to pay for it, okay, then it's a loss. Okay, you can't really resell that because it's going to expire. Okay, so this gives you a breakdown, items lost from cancellation, and I give you a chart here to see the most cancellation date. Okay, and the dates are important here because for one example, if you're very busy on a particular day, okay, you're very busy, you weren't able to fulfill those orders, and a lot of customers left, okay, because they didn't want to wait in line anymore. They didn't want to wait for service anymore. And this is where you can see it. You can base the cancellation on your most busiest day on the top of the chart up here towards the top there. We covered that earlier. Okay. So you can justify that and say we were too busy, we didn't have enough staff. A lot of customers canceled their orders. Okay. How do we remedy that? Okay. Should we staff more people on the weekend? Okay, and if you can consistently see a lot of cancellation on a particular day or date per se, maybe on the weekend you have a lot of cancellation on the weekend, or maybe it's just on Friday. You have a lot of cancellations on Fridays because it gets very busy on Friday. Okay, that tells you a few things. Okay, more staff, faster service. Okay, why are those days, those orders being canceled? Well, if you go back here, okay, if you go back here, you can search. Every order number is a date stamp. Okay, so let's go back here. So it's 621 here. We had 3 cancellation. Okay, so let's go back here and let's put that date. Let's search by that date there. Okay, and that was 621. So we'll change this to 2006 621. Okay, I'm gonna search. Okay, you can see I have completed orders. Okay, you see all this cancellation date here? You see the dates that are stamped here? See? Okay, and then the order number follows the date stamp. Okay. We can look at those and say, why were these canceled? Okay, it's a spam order here, fraud order, fraud order. Okay, so we have 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can filter it inside the admin dashboard. Okay, of course you can filter by the order, the date order number here, or this number. I can clear that. Okay, you could filter by the name of the person or the phone number. Okay, and it'll list them all down here. Okay, so this is why the cancel orders are important. Okay, where you can use it to your business advantage. Okay, you can see here cancellations by date. It breaks it down. 3 on 620, 2 on 618. Okay. Cancel items and sizes. Okay, you can see the item that was canceled the most is the chicken cheese sandwich, the large. Okay, we got 6 of those that was canceled. Okay, you can really interpret this. You know, why are people canceling so much on the chicken cheese sandwich? Is it taking us too long to cook the sandwich? Okay, were we too busy and understaffed? Okay, so you can answer a lot of these questions with these the reports module and the data analysis that it automatically breaks it down to you. Okay, or for you here. We have 1 cancellation for pork belly, large. Okay, and that ends the report. Okay, so I hope that going over this here really helps you understand how important the sales and orders report can help you. Okay, and once again, you can always change the dates here. Okay, change the year if you like to. Okay, run it for the entire year. Okay, so I hope this really helps you understand the sales and orders report. Um, there is no extra charge for the sales and orders report. It comes with the web card. Everything is cloud based. There's nothing to install. You can run this off of your phone. Okay, there's really nothing to install on the PC side or on the phone side at all. At all. So wherever you're at, if you have access to the internet and you have access to your web portal, you can log in, run the reports, analyze the data, and it's broken down already into the critical parts. So you could just review the data and make good decisions and smart decisions about your business. And I hope this training helps you understand that part on how the web card and especially the reports module, here it is right here, okay, can help you understand your business a little bit more. Okay, other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to holler our way and be more than happy to help you understand part of the different types of module and what the web cart offers. Okay, thank you for attending the training, and I'll catch you in the next one.